During the making of this series, one of the Life of Birds camera teams travelled to the heart of the Amazonian rainforest looking for one of the least known and never before filmed species, the calf bird. Cameraman Nick Gordon watched them for many weeks in order to find their display site, high up in the forest canopy. But that was the easy part. To film the action, he had to build a platform 120 feet high in a nearby tree. The birds only perform their courtship rituals at dawn, so Nick had to be in position the previous evening and stay there throughout the night. That way the birds would not be disturbed by him climbing up just when they were about to display. He was in the best position, all right, to witness the performance, but rainforests are very unpredictable places. One night, a storm hit without warning. Nick was trapped, and a lightning bolt hit his tree. The strike felled one of the main forks of the tree, but Nick and his platform, fortunately, were undamaged. 2 weeks and many tropical storms later, Nick captured a unique insight into the strange, little-known world of the calf bird. But birds closer to home, which we might think are very familiar, do, in fact, the most extraordinary things. For just 1 week during the British springtime, one of our commonest birds behaves in the strangest way. In his suburban garden, Professor Nick Davies decided to take a closer look at the humble dunnock or hedge sparrow after reading a very curious observation printed in a bird book written 80 years ago. Nick Davies takes up the story.
I made a curious and very intimate observation on the nuptial habits. A pair of these little birds came out of the shrubbery in a state of great sexual excitement. The hen elevated her rump and stood still, when the male made little excited and very wanton-looking pecks in this region. There was no mistaking the nature and significance of the actions, rather lecherousness. This is a very remarkable thing to have seen, I think, but I don't understand it. During egg-laying, you often see dunnocks going round in threes, and what this is a female with 2 males, and the female tries to make sure that both the males mate with her. And she might actually copulate maybe 10 or 15 times per hour. But the males battle for paternity, and this, I think, is where the extraordinary cloaca pecking comes in. You can see that the female's cloaca makes pumping movements. It goes bright red. And then occasionally she does a little dip with her tail, and when she does the dip, she extrudes a droplet. And I can still remember my intense excitement when I saw a droplet being extruded for the first time. I immediately got on my hands and knees and began to look for these droplets, and the very first one I found, by chance, had landed on a small piece of bark. And I rushed back to the laboratory and looked at the droplet under a microscope, and I was absolutely thrilled to discover that it did indeed contain bundles of sperm. I think what's going on is that with the frequent matings by 2 males, the female's sperm stores become full. And so the only chance the male has of making room for his own insemination is first to clear the way. So by encouraging the female to eject sperm from previous matings, he increases the chance that his mating will fertilize the female's eggs. Once the chicks hatch, provided both males have mated, then they'll both cooperate to feed the chicks. And with help from 2 husbands, the female's chicks get better fed, and so it's of great advantage to her.